Hi everybody, it's Az here from Heel vs Babyface. A few weeks ago I brought you the entry level dungeon which was Stormstout Brewery, and that was the second dungeon that they opened up on the beta servers for the Mists of Pandaria. I'm now level 90 and I'm returning to it as a heroic. So bear in mind I've been level 90 for, I don't know, 3 or 4 days, 4 or 5 days, however many days, and my gear hasn't changed a bit. I haven't changed any of my gear since changing to level 90. Not a single scrap. So my gear is pretty naff, to be honest with you. In the grand scale of things, I mean, sure it's decent. I think I've got an item level of around 453. That's what I can do heroics. You need 450 to get into heroics. And it's about 453. But I hardly feel like the most powerful creature on the planet or anything like that. So I was expecting a heroic to really prove to be an issue. All the monkeys just run out the door. Why have all the monkeys run out the door? Monkeys, come back. Oh, they must be off to the jacuzzi. So, we engage your cook again, and I couldn't see any single difference between this and the original Ook fight, apart from there is an upscale of damage, and that's it. And literally, that is it. The mechanics didn't change. And the only time that I was taking damage is if I let a barrel run into me. And the only reason I let barrels run into me is because I was trying to jump on them every time they came across. And sometimes it let me and sometimes it wasn't. So I think that's a little bit of a bug. However, I think as an apology, you get dancing monkeys at the end. So Blizzard like, yeah, sorry about that, guys. I know this is heroic, but it was really naff. You couldn't tell any difference between this and the original. We had to check that we were in the heroic. So here, have some dancing monkeys. Okay, fair enough. Now everyone here, apart from me, didn't realise that you had to run through this as a gauntlet. Nobody was doing it, so I unfortunately had to take it upon myself to move, to force them to come on, and I get killed because they weren't moving. Silly billies. But at least it instigated the second boss, which we needed to do. Otherwise we would have stood there all day just killing them. Because they respawn, guys. You've got to keep moving. However, I do get combat resed, and this gets me into the second fight, but I couldn't combat res the second guy, which I'm not too sure why, but there you go. Now, this fight, Hoptilius, is bonkers. Absolutely chicken oriental bonkers. And that's good and bad. I love bonkers. I think bonkers is fantastic, and I love that this fight is so crazy. You've got all these little rabbit-type creatures jumping down with mallets, and you smash them and you kill them, and then you grab the mallet, and then you can run around with the mallet and smash them even more. It's great fun. While you're doing that, of course, Hoptilius is doing whirlwind attacks, and then he's going around spewing carrot juice all over you. But bear in mind, this is a heroic dungeon. We've got 1 DPS dead for the whole of the fight, and yet we're making so many mistakes. I get hit by the carrot juice, I think, twice during the fight. I get smacked by the ads goodness knows how many times as well. And yet we face roll the boss. This is a heroic dungeon. So, I tell you what, Blizzard have got a real problem understanding words at the minute. If you're playing Diablo 3, then you might understand where I'm coming from with the word legendary. Blizzard created all these legendary items that you can get a blue item which is better, and they've said, oh, that's because legendary shouldn't be the best items in the game. No, of course not. A bit of trash loot should be better than legendary. Doesn't make any sense, and neither do these dungeons. This is the 4th heroic that I've run. I've done Mogshu Palace, I've done this, and I've attempted to another couple, but for one reason or another we crashed out. And the 2 completed ones, which are this and Mogshu Palace, are just face roll, heroic face roll dungeons. And one of my guildies put it very succinctly. They said, these are just regular dungeons in disguise, which I thought was quite a nice way to put it. Now, the final boss at least is a little bit fun, in as much as you have stages to go through before the boss comes, whereas before you came into the room and then it was just the boss. But now you have to kill these ads, and then it spawns multiple more ads, and then it spawns other ads, and then it spawns the boss. Now, I got some sense of enjoyment out of it, because at least I felt as if I was participating in a boss fight. Whereas the two I've previously been in so far. I haven't. Loved Optilus. The craziness. But my goodness, we should never have survived that with one man dead and all the mistakes that we made. Goodness gracious me, no. Oh my lordy, no. So we're just about to finish off this next bit of trash. That heal themselves with beer. And I do like that. Shamans have chain heal. Those have chain beer heal. Which is better? Sorry, Shamies, you miss out. Maybe you should ask for it. Everyone else is asking for stuff. Ask for chain heal beer. So here we go. They've got the final bit of trash. And then we get onto the boss. Now, we did wipe on the boss. But we didn't wipe because it was hard. I will go into the reasons why we wiped in a moment. But there is something that you should see first when you enter the dungeon after wiping. Bunnies! Bunnies everywhere! You spawn in the bunnies. And I have to say, I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting to spawn at the beginning of the dungeon. And that scared the absolute crap out of me. I thought I was just about to get molested by 50 bunny rabbits. Anywho, the reason why we wiped is because the boss summoned some ads and everyone suddenly got a bit of a hard-on for DPS and we just wouldn't leave the boss alone. And then when we realised, oh my god, we've actually got to kill these ads because it's just healing the boss up, it was a bit too late and the healer dropped because the healer got hit by a double beer wave on the floor. But even then, when the healer died, we probably carried on going for another 90 seconds or so with just the tank and the DPS, which was a little bit worrying that we could survive so long. So, of course, the regular mechanics apply. You have the beer waves that go across the floor. Remember, you have to jump when they come across. You jump and it knocks you up in the air. If you don't jump, it hits you for about 100k and it stuns you for a few seconds. But still, 100k in a heroic fight, nothing. I have approximately 322k of health as a warlock. I don't know what the tank has. Got to be more. Got to be way more. So 100k, whatever. Healers can get through that, no problem. So this time when it spawned the ads, we got on top of them and we just burnt them down and we got through to the boss. And I was just left with such a soulless feeling inside, thinking, oh my god, is this level 90? Is this what the expansion's going to be? And it's worrying me, genuinely is worrying me. That is a heroic and it was so easy. So easy. So Blizz, you've got to change this stuff. You really do. So I hope you enjoyed the run. Please do like, comment and subscribe to my channel. And I shall be back with more and hopefully more difficult stuff later on. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.